Welcome! In this course, we have the opportunity to use Matlab to find solutions to problems that are too complex or too time-consuming to solve by hand. Matlab also helps us explore and visualize ideas, which leads to a better understanding of complicated systems. So, what is Matlab? Well, in the 60s and 70s, solving problems with computers required writing lots of code. Professor Cleve Moeller wanted his students to focus on solving math and engineering problems, so he created Matlab, using syntax that mirrors common science and engineering notation. Today, students use Matlab in many disciplines, such as robotics, machine learning, image processing, and biology, just to name a few. But Matlab is not used just by students. Engineers and scientists are using Matlab to develop automated driving systems, making our roads safer, create new medical devices to improve care for millions of people, change the way we live through robotics, and explore the mysteries of the solar system. So, let's get started. By using Matlab, you'll gain valuable job skills, and if you get stuck, don't worry. Check out the Matlab tutorials, and soon you'll be speaking Matlab. Timely feedback is often the difference between a valuable learning experience or a lesson in patience. And that's definitely true when programming. In this course, you'll be using embedded Matlab programming exercises which provide both instant assessment and helpful feedback if your solution's not quite right. This way, you can learn from and fix your mistakes without waiting for someone else to find them. But before attempting your first Matlab exercise, let's take a look at an example to see how to enter, submit, and troubleshoot a solution. We'll start by looking at the instructions. In this example, we need to solve a system of linear equations. In particular, we must create a matrix A, a vector B, and another vector X, which will contain the solution. Now that we've read the instructions, let's move on to the next section where we enter a solution. In this problem, the instructor has chosen to provide us with a partially completed script to give us a head start. Note that the gray area is not editable. Our task is to complete the code in the editable section according to the instructions. Let's give it a try. Now that we've completed the script, we'll run it using the Run Script button. This way, we can make sure our script runs without error and that any output, including variable values and plots, looks reasonable. Uh-oh. It looks like our script generated an error. According to the message returned by Matlab, the error occurred at line 15, so we'll look for a mistake at or before that line of code. Oh, it looks like we accidentally created B as a row vector instead of a column vector. After fixing this mistake, our script now runs without error. If you ever find yourself stuck with a tricky error, however, you can use the Matlab documentation link to get help with Matlab commands and functions. You can also reset the script to its initial state and start over, or save your current solution if you'd like to take a break and finish it later. Now let's submit our solution for assessment by clicking on the Submit button. Our solution is run again, and this time the results are checked by several assessments provided by the instructor. A checkmark is displayed next to assessments that passed, while an X is displayed next to any that failed. It looks like we made a mistake. Since the value of variables created earlier in the script may affect those created later, let's start by examining the first failed assessment, which checks the value of the first variable we created, the matrix A. In addition to a standard message, the instructor has provided an additional hint to help us troubleshoot our code. After returning to our solution, it appears one of the elements of A does not match the corresponding matrix coefficient in the instructions. Once we correct this mistake and resubmit, our script now passes all of the assessments. Now that we've finished this problem, it's time for you to start yours. Just remember, check marks of green, your code is clean. To understand data, it's often helpful to fit a curve to it. Say we want to understand the growth rate or estimate the population of this flourishing bacteria colony. Our hourly population readings look exponential. But how do we fit an exponential model to our data? To do this, we'll use the fit function from the curve fitting toolbox. We'll start by specifying the dependent and independent variables and then choose a value for the fit type parameter. That is, the type of curve that'll be fit to our data. There are many built-in options for what can be passed as the fit type, including regression, interpolation, and spline models. Since we want to fit a single-term exponential, we'll use the value exp1 for our fit type. In our exponential model, the fit parameters a and b represent the initial population and growth rate, respectively. The independent variable is time, and the dependent variable is population. If our population data is stored in the column vectors time and pop, we fit an exponential curve as shown with the fit type enclosed in single quotes. The output argument is a fit object. In the command window, we see the general form of the model and the fit parameter estimates with their respective confidence intervals. We can identify the growth rate by inspection or access it directly using the method shown. We can also call the variable f to predict the bacteria population between hourly readings. And that's it. With the fit function, we can go from data to model in a single command. When fitting curves to data, we sometimes need to fit custom models. Take a look at this bacteria data. Is that exponential? No. That looks more like logistic growth. Let's see how we can define our own model and fit it to our data. We can enter our own equation for logistic growth by defining a custom model, or fit type. To define our own fit type, we use the fit type function. The first input is the mathematical formula for our model. We write the formula as a Matlab expression and enclose it in single quotes. In addition to passing our formula to the fit type function, we provide information about our model using name-value pairs. We need to include the independent and dependent variables and the names of the coefficients in the model. Multiple values are grouped together, enclosed in curly braces. Let's store the output in the variable ft. Next, we pass it to the fit function along with our independent and dependent variables time and pop. Why are we getting a warning message about start points? Without start points, we risk getting a bad fit. It looks like that's exactly what happened. To fix this, we include the initial estimates, or start points, for our fit parameters as a name-value pair. The start points are included as a vector, and the values are listed in the same order that we defined our coefficients in the fit type function. The general form of our model is displayed, along with the fit parameter estimates. Look how much tighter our confidence intervals are with this better fit. That looks more like the kind of curve we want. Uh-oh, maybe we should have used a bigger Petri dish.